So, something Stadia. What is the Stadia of your Stadia?
Boy.
Maybe if I use it as a verb, noun, and adjective,
Oh,
we'll find out what it is.
hey, all of you Stadia right there, because we're going to Stadia up this Stadia now. What is it? Stadia!
So I went to go see a Stadia,
Yeah.
and I thought it was pretty alright, but it's Stadia up the place. Oh.
It overstadied its welcome?
Okay, well, puns will always work. I
Yeah.
mean, if you want to do it that way, you can just fucking.
Should I Stadia or should I get out of here?
These puns are getting pretty Stadia.
Ew. Ugh. It's like multiple extra words are in there.
It's a website.
It's a website.
It's a website.
It's a controller that connects to a website.
It's just a website. And they, you know what? To their credit, to Google's credit,
they've done a good job obfuscating that fact.
They knew that if they said that you can connect to our website and stream the game, people are already walking out.
Yeah,
the door is swinging shut.
There are people listening to this podcast live that figured it out exactly, but probably maybe didn't come to the conclusion of the word "it's a website," and are going, "Oh, that's way worse than ew."
And I'm locked in, and I'm like, it's MatPat. Maybe he will tell us what it is. And he was very excited, but he didn't say it was a website. I wanted to, and that's what it is. It's like you just gotta say it's a site. You log in, and in some cases it's a site or an app.
And if you have the fastest internet in the world,
200 gigs per hour, and 20 gigs per hour,
and unlimited data caps,
yeah,
and miraculously live in a location in which there are no network junctions in between you and Google servers, wherever they happen to put it, that have issues, then you too can enjoy popular games instantly on the website with maybe a couple 100 milliseconds of delay.
Okay, so here's two things. One, as we know, some games lag matters more, like 2 frames, 3 frames of lag matter more in certain types of games.
And some games it matters like not at all.
Exactly. If you are playing
Into the Breach,
Persona,
who cares? Whatever.
fuck off. Who cares?
It feels a little whatever. Who cares?
Yeah, a little underwatery.
Ah.
But also, if your reactions aren't honed to a razor sharp katana edge,
Like ours are.
well, yeah. So you should. I mean, you say that, but
Yeah.
quite frankly, no. Anytime I have top players come over and they sit down and they grab the controller and they go, "No, get your Switch TVs," and I'm like, "Fuck."
And you're like,
Yeah,
come on.
but all that to say that like rhythm games, action games, games that have features such as max acting or just framing,
Games that have features such as real-time gameplay.
are not going to do well with the idea of lag. Now,
I will give them credit on one thing.
I will also give them credit
the
on
fact
something.
that the controller connects not to a device in your house that then transmits out, but instead connects directly via the internet to the server, that probably shaves a frame off.
Yeah, because
that's
means you're
one
moving
less
ahead
layer.
of what you're seeing.
Yeah.
So you're actually interacting with the
You're
unseen.
interacting with the server.
You are King Crimsoning your character,
Just a little. Just a little.
and the results are coming later.
Like, that's smart, because that shaves something off.
But when I hear things like they want to run entire fighting game tournaments off of the platform,
And that they were very serious about that claim.
but here's the credit I give them, and it's not directly to them, but it's actually to Parsec. After using the program Parsec, which is basically a Discord for
Screen sharing. Yeah.
it works extraordinarily well. Like the lag in that was the feel of lag in that was extremely minimal.
Yeah.
And I will say that like it is possible to do this. Like this tech exists.
Yes,
right?
it does.
In fact, like Parsec, I'd say goes as far as to it literally is advertising itself to fighting game players as a way of connecting and playing online by not actually going through the game's infrastructure, but by doing desktop sharing.
Yeah.
And you play locally
Some
on the
old
other person's.
fucking what was it called? The X Play, whatever the fucking shit was back in the day.
Sure. You
Just fudge it.
So yeah, basically, so you're playing a local match on your computer, and someone else is seeing your desktop, and like the screen share is responsive enough that you can actually play a fighting game with it, right? So that tech is what they're kind of pushing. I will say this on my channel right now: the Woolie and Austin play PlayStation demo discs is done through Parsec.
It was recorded remotely via magic,
and no one could tell the difference because that's how good it was. Now. I even got people saying like, "Oh man, I hope Austin comes to town soon again. You guys should record more. That was really fun."
Ha-ha!
It worked, right? People
I didn't have to smell Austin at all.
people didn't even realize, hey, Texas is fine. People didn't even realize.
Yeah, sure, Texas. I'm talking to Austin here.
People didn't even realize that we were literally doing that from Texas to my house. And just doing the audio and post, like no one even caught it. So, like the fact that works so well makes me think, hey, streaming has come a long way since the days of me testing on live.
It sure is. Now I have multiple questions for you, Woolie. What is the speed of your internet ballparkery? Like, but give me a fucking guesstimate here.
I don't know. It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. It's
Yeah.
like it's probably not fiber, but it's like the highest thing before.
Yeah,
that,
it's like 210
yeah. That's good, right? Where do you live?
in Montreal, Quebec.
Yeah, so you live in a major city.
I live on an island.
The second largest city in the province, in the most populated province in the country in which you live.
Hotspot.
So maybe like, I don't know, fourth largest city in the country.
There's a lot of people around me.
Center of infrastructure.
Yeah.
Okay. What about, I don't know, our pal Plague of Gripes,
Yeah.
who just barely got decent internet and lives literally like 30 miles from a mailbox or some shit. What about those people?
Yeah. What does Stadia do when it interacts with the farm? What does Stadia do when it interacts with the middle of open fields?
I like we might not have given it the credence it deserved because like there were a lot of things you said. Woolie mentioned that this thing will chew up 20 gigabytes an hour of play. That is their estimate.
So, every year I am always surprised to discover that there are still people on Comcast.
Well, there's portions of the United States that literally only have Comcast,
And that's the only choice you're gonna get.
Yeah.
And God damn it, that is some internet privilege right there.
Yeah.
That I have to look at it that way. But it's so nuts to me that that's a thing.
Yeah.
But it's like if you got no choice, you got no choice. I'm thinking that the reason why they want to hide the fact that it's a website, right?
Yeah, gotta
Two,
hide that.
You got that little tweet that shows you the guy letting go of Assassin's Creed, but the character keeps moving a little bit.
It was really smart of them to do all those demos with Assassin's Creed because that game already has input latency. So like people go, well, it's that your character doesn't stop running the instant you let go of the stick, and it's like that's true.
If you're on Comcast, I feel bad for you. That sucks to hear. Stay the fuck out of my fighting games.
Get out.
So
Apparently Max uses like some kind of super router that like blocks people from certain regions of the world.
that's awesome.
Like,
That's
you
cool.
just set it-
You can actually just use your port forwarding settings to shut that down.
But apparently it's for like specifically like fighting games. And
Yeah.
It's like I want you to just fucking blanket annihilate any ping over a certain number.
Yeah. You don't have to set it to like 3 bars and up because it's like bars are not allowed. 3 bars not allowed. So you had that little tweet. You had the fact that they're obfuscating that it's a website. I think this Stadia platform that Google is pushing, which is, for those who haven't heard of it, we jumped right in, but Google announced their gaming platform, Stadia, and appears.
I like that they're calling it a platform, even though it's clearly a service.
And I think that what this is going to probably do is work extremely well for audiences that don't give a fuck about lag.
You mean mobile gamers?
And a lot of other people that
browser
don't give a
people.
fuck about lag. No. I mean console people that don't give
yeah?
a fuck about lag. Like, there's a lot of people. We're weirdos. We're in the weird corner.
I think that perception.
We're trying to hear max acts.
I think that perception is like I
If
think
you don't hear that
I
noise,
think
it doesn't matter.
I think you and I are on a farther edge of that system. Like, for example, I will obsess over my graphics settings on my fancy PC, and you don't tend to do that,
No.
right? And then there's a step below you, which is like a normal person, like an average person, right? I think the perception of people playing games and the game feeling off, like off, just not quite right, is larger than you think, aside from people who just don't have any real experience with console or PC stuff.
Yeah,
or
the
whatever.
underwatery, quote unquote.
That's a
is
feel that you can't shake.
Yes, the underwateriness is something that like it's a it's a word that like new QA people will write in a bug, not knowing what the term should be, and you'd be like, hey, so that's called lag, right?
Or latency if you want to be
you want to go with that. But ultimately, I think there's a whole lot of people. I have a lot of cousins that don't give a fuck, right? And they play first-person shooters.
Sure.
They're the ones marking out about the Halo Master Chief Collection.
Absolutely.
Right? But they just don't give a fuck.
Can I point out how fucking gonzo it is that people are marking out over the Master Chief Collection coming to PC?
MCC.
When that thing was
PC?
like the biggest disaster Xbox ever did for like years running.
A lot of people like Halo 1, 2, 3, Reach, ODST.
Yeah, but a lot of people like those games to work. That shit was a trash fire for the longest time.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's a whole lot of people that are unaffected by this because it doesn't register as a point of concern. There's a whole lot of folks that would rather, depending on how this pricing point is structured, sign up for the like. I was waiting to hear a bullet point such as never buy a game again.
I was waiting for that.
And I didn't see that listed because every dev would take a huge shit right there, right in the stage. But I want to say that like if they are going to price it in as a subscription Netflix type of thing, then you're going to get a whole other
combination of two separate facts into my mind, which I have to ask a question because I don't know the answer, but I find it interesting. So this thing requires pretty much the fastest internet you got, right? And the internet data caps to support it, right?
or it'll compress the video.
Right. Now, how many of those people who don't give a shit about this stuff are going to be rocking the fastest internet known to man? They're not. They're going to be rocking the internet that's good enough for them and maybe a relative to look at their emails, which means they're going to have a not buffered experience, but like video streaming macro blocking is the ugliest visual artifact that exists.
It's terrible. It feels like you're playing censorship.
Yeah.
There is, or it feels like you're installing a fan sub, but your codec wasn't right.
Oh,
so the anime can't keep up with what you're trying to.
Do you remember when those motherfuckers switched to 9-bit encoding? And I'm like, I don't care. I can't see the difference. All I know is that my Persona anime looks like.
And you got your fucking Vob sub OGGs. Anyway,
Get Og Vorbis out of my house. Get that shit out of here.
Matroska video.
Listen, if you want to watch your anime, just download CCCP. It'll play everything, every video format known to man. It's a good codec. You don't need to worry about the rest.
There is if there's stream issues, you got to refresh your stream. Not sure what to tell you.
If there are stream issues, you can listen to the audio.
You can listen to the audio version of the podcast as well. Right now, this has nothing to do with me. I clicked
the Stadia.
The stream is going.
Hey, Woolie,
there's nothing to happen.
Hey, let me ask you a question. You have a really good internet, right?
Yeah.
So you should be able to stream.
That's hilarious.
Let's throw another fucking
so funny.
It reminds me
live as we discuss the actual issue. And here's the perfect part, right? Where like literally everyone right now is kind of going, fix it, and I'm like, there is nothing to fix.
The internet just decided
it is connected and running, and when it decides to fix itself, it will.
Video games.
Yeah. I mean,
Stadia.
the fact that I don't have to click anything and wait a little while, and then in about 10 minutes it'll be fine, and you'll be just commenting on whatever else we're talking about, shows you there's nothing to fix.
So I have a.
It's just what it is.
So Stadia is cool and all, but there's a big problem with it that require it's a
Stadia.
It's a big fucking
Sounds like a Runway one model.
obfuscated portion.
Okay.
Because it doesn't have anything to do with Stadia. It doesn't have anything to do with you. It doesn't have anything to do with your setup, right? Okay. I have good internet at home, and I live in a big city, and everything's great. And when I played FF14 more regularly, a couple years ago, kilometers away from the servers. So my ping was fucking sick, right? However, somewhere southwest of us, there is a data center run by a company called Level 3, right? Now, Level 3, so the internet is not owned by the government. It's not owned by any particular one company. There's millions of fucking little nodes that are server whatevers that pass the traffic. Think of them as I don't know, electrical stations, right? Too much juice, they blow up. So it turns out, at certain times of the day, on certain parts of the West Coast with certain internet service providers, everyone in FF14 experiences crippling lag around, I don't know, 7 to 9 p.m. on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Why is that? Well, that's because the Level 3 node, the one that you have to route to get to Montreal, if you're on the West Coast, is getting slammed by all of the regular-ass primetime traffic. Can't do it. It just, that one weak link just can't do it. And as a result, 10, 20, 30, 40,000 players just can't play within these certain times of the day, which of course is the times when everyone is on and everyone is playing, because you'll have a shitty experience. We had a boss we couldn't beat for over a month because one of the people in our group, we'd load in and be like, yeah, my internet's been fine all day, it's good, we're good to go. We'd load in, the boss has disappeared from the arena, has completely desynced with the world.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm dead.
That sucks.
Right?
That sucks.
Well, guess what? They gotta put those fucking servers for this shit somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the amount of juice they say that Google servers will have the ability to stream 20 gigabytes an hour to millions of people. One, that's a lie. That is not true. There is no... How big is this fucking thing? 10 kilometers wide? Fuck yourself.
So it seems like Google heard us talking shit, and they're just nuking Montreal. And everyone's going, oh my god, we love you, Stadia. No.
Oh.
Guys. Even if it is my end, my end equals the city's internet.
Yeah.
It is nothing with setup in this place to change it and make it work.
Or perhaps
there's nothing I can do.
Or perhaps your ISP's internet, if you want to be slightly more specific.
What do you want me to tell you? Google's heard you talking shit. Now,
Google's got what? They want to put fiber down in Kansas City. I remember hearing about that, right? So let's say Kansas City has a fucking straight shot to their servers, right?
Sure.
What about the surrounding area of Kansas City? What about the town, those major city, one state over that has some fucking bumfuck rural?
So if we had already solved our problem of not being like Korean or Japanese internet,
That's correct.
then we could start having this discussion.
Yeah, let's have it.
But we're not there yet.
Japanese.
We got fucking cornfields to send data through.
Japanese and Korean internet is so good it makes some of the games you play bad, because the internet parts of those games were never even. I want to say they were.
That's it.
It's got to have a price point that's nice and affordable that works. People will pay for things that work.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work,
but the Venn diagram of people that live in the city versus people that care about lag,
yeah,
there is overlap.
Sure.
And having bad internet doesn't mean you don't care about lag. And sometimes it's just your location.
Yeah, sometimes you just can't help it.
But all that to say, I think they can find success if they stick to games where it doesn't matter, and actually do some research into what that means.
Sure.
Yeah.
They said it'll support 4G later.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna download 20 gigs on my phone.
Fucking data. Yeah.
Shut up.
So and your controller as well is gonna fucking connect
Fucking
to
eat
yeah.
shit.
So, but all that to say that like if that dream is actually realized, there's a lot of people that are like, yeah, controller on my phone, let's play AAA games.
I don't know, man. Like, so I went and did some census data digging on this.
I think we're overestimating how much people care.
I tend to.
And when I say people, I really do mean like you know how like think about all the game sales of a given game and think about how many of them picked it up from following reviews or following game news, right? Think about how many people check out what's coming out on a regular scheduled basis.
Minuscule portion of the audience.
Versus the amount of people that just wander into an EB or just check out what's new on the digital store.
FIFA's, for example.
So
the FIFA.
There is enough sustainability in the numbers of those who just impulse.
So they
want to
cast the widest, shallowest net possible.
And I think they know that net goes wide and far.
So
it excludes us, but they can survive in the same way that mobile games have continued being a thing for years now, and are at a point that it's like they don't need our attention to thrive. You can fucking Candy Crush your way to billions.
So I want to use an example here because I did census data digging on this because I was like, I need to know. One, this shit's only going to happen in Europe, Canada, and the U.S., right? Okay, so that makes sense for early limited launch, right? For a big service like this. All right. Canada and the U.S. don't have the same population density, obviously, and they don't have the same population distribution in rural and urban areas, right? Canada's about 80-20 for urban versus rural, right? U.S. is about 50-50 population-wise. Like about half the country is like on the coasts, and about half the country is like everywhere else in the...
37,
all right.
I think.
Let's say half your population's rural, right? Let's just straight up remove those people from this entire discussion entirely, because they're not going to be using this at a decent like speed or rate, or there's only one internet service provider, and the fucking bandwidth caps are just not sustainable. Let's take Plague and Gang just straight up out of the equation, right? Now let's look at people who live in a city, and how many of those people have internet good enough. Let's say it's half, right? Let's be generous and say half of people who live in a city have really good internet.
Okay.
Right? You have already de facto eliminated 75% of the entire wide-ass net of people that could use this fucking thing, right? So now you're casting the shallow net only in the pools in which there is dank internet bait for people to feed on. I think it's crazy because...
But how many of those people are not game purchasers now that would purchase games at a much cheaper rate?
Sure.
How many new people are you finding that would never have bought that game that are like, I'll pay a service for you to play it? Depending on whether they announce that or not, which they haven't.